Okay, this is a quick video on starting a new project in Unreal and setting up a basic level to start working. With the Epic Launcher logged into, select the Unreal Engine from the left-hand side and choose the Library tab from the top center. This will show all of the installed versions of the Unreal Engine that you have on this machine. If you only have one, then you can just select it straight away. Other than that, choose whichever version it is that you're going to be working in. Here at the college, we're using 5.2.1. You can also use the Quick Launch button in the top right, but just make sure that you're launching the correct engine version. When the engine launches, you'll want to choose the Games tab to begin with a new clean empty template to start working in. You can choose one of these content examples here that has pre-built elements in it. I'm going to choose the third person template here, and I'm just going to call this the platforms level. At college, you will have to specify the O drive as your project location to save your projects to. If you try and save them anywhere else, you're going to run out of space really quickly and have difficulty in working. With the engine launched here, I chose the third-person template as my starting area, which means that I have this third-person demo level loaded in. To navigate the main viewport, you can hold down the right mouse button and either use the arrow keys to move around, or the W, A, S, and D keys as if they were arrows. If you would prefer not to use that flying camera, the middle mouse button, the mouse wheel, if you hold it in, you can pan up and down, left and right. Holding down the left mouse button will allow you to look around, and you can navigate to any object on the screen by selecting it and pressing the F key on your keyboard to focus on that object. Let's create a new level so we can start working from an empty and clean slate. In the content browser, down here, if you don't have this content browser visible, you can open this by using the shortcut Control and Spacebar, which will pop one up like this. You can also access the content browser from the Window drop-down here. And if you don't like having it visible, you can close it and use the pop-up menu. I like to keep it open all the time, which is why I use this button on the right-hand side, Dock in Layout, to permanently have the content browser visible. So in the content browser, we're going to create a new level by right-clicking an empty space and selecting Level from the Create Basic Asset list in the center of the screen. You'll be asked to rename the level. I'm going to go with L_test. And then you can open that level once you've created it. It will prompt you to save, just save selected. This empty level has no lighting or no information at all, so we'll need to add that ourselves. You can quickly add environmental lighting by going to the Window drop-down, choosing the ENV light mixer, the environmental light mixer, and it will pop up this window with the options to add skylights, atmospheric, atmosphere, volumetric cloud, and height volume. If you click on all of these buttons, they will disappear, and it will add all of those elements to your scene. You can now close the light mixer. My scene is now lit, but I have nowhere to start working from. I'm going to add some basic components to this scene using the Place Actors window. The Place Actors window is a very useful way to find many of the essential elements for starting out and putting together a level. By default, it's not open. You can find it by clicking on the Window drop-down, selecting Place Actors from the list. This will open the Place Actors window. You can dock these windows anywhere in the engine by selecting the tab at the top of the window, clicking, dragging, and placing it wherever you'd like it. So I could, for example, dock it on the side of the screen and keep that permanently visible for me to work from there. Or the way I had it set up before is to take the Place Actors window and put it next to my outliner. So I have both of these windows open at the same time, and I can just flick between them if I need to. In the Place Actors window, choose the fifth option along for basic shapes. In here we can place cubes, spheres, cylinders, cones and planes. The plane is going to be a very useful starting flat area for us to work from. But it's pretty small. So I'm going to enlarge it by going into the Details panel for the plane and adjusting the scale here in the Transform section. I'm just going to set this to 50 in the X and Y axis. With my plane set up, I'm going to go back into my Place Actors panel. On the second option, I'm going to choose these basic actors that we can place. I'm going to choose the Player Start location and drag one of them into the map. The Player Start location is this capsule with a controller icon in it, and it has a blue arrow showing you the direction that the player will face when they spawn into the world. So, just to show you how that works, I'm going to go back into Place Actors, go to the Shapes section, and place some of the cubes into the map, and see how the blue arrow on the front of the Player Start location is facing these cubes. When I press play, we spawn into the level facing the cubes. When you're playing in the editor like this, you can very quickly get back to work by pressing Escape to simply exit the game and return to the viewport. That's how you start an empty and basic level to start testing and coding any of your own projects.